everybody. It's Big Cheds. Thank you for hanging out here with me. Thank you for spending a little bit of your precious time with me here today. It's January 7th, 2025. I'm Big Cheds from Twitter. I hope you probably know me from there. I'm Cheds Trading on YouTube. This is part of the Quick Market Update series. I'm doing this 3 to 5 times a week, quick market updates. If you're looking for more long form, in-depth full market analysis, Bitcoin Live. It's where I do a twice a week full market report with the best team in the world that studies crypto. While you're here, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Watch the great content that I have a huge library of educational learning stuff. I teach professional TA, Japanese candlestick theory, and classical charting. I've published 3 books. The 4th one is on the way. So thanks for hanging out, everybody. My next stream is going to be on Friday, actually. I get Bitcoin Live tomorrow, and then I'm going to take Thursday off and kind of let that Bitcoin Live report marinate. So there's a good chance for you to get your questions in, and we can kind of discuss what's going on with the market. Say hi in the chat. Let me know where you're from, any trading questions you have, and you can help me create some good learning content with your questions. So I picked out a few tweets to go through, but I want to first riff a little bit on the chart, and then I want to take a look at the chat room, and then we'll get to those tweets if I need them. But maybe from you folks, we can get some good questions in the chat. So what's Bitcoin doing? So we're consolidating after that right shoulder break, that head and shoulders invalidation, and we're essentially throwing back to the peak of the range. This is something I talked about in my update yesterday as something that was likely to happen. Unlikely to just punch through, as I mentioned, more likely to pause and then come back and throw back and continue. That's my base case right now. That is what I'm expecting to happen. We're throwing back to the MA50. Now everyone was worried about the MA50 when that really didn't matter. It was just about local lows holding. And so the market's resetting a little bit. So what do you do, right? What do you do in this case? Well, we can kind of jump around, look at some of these altcoins too to get a sense of what's going on. We can see, let me get back to Bitcoin. We can see that basically Ethereum versus Bitcoin, it's rolling over, right? Which is what was expected, right? So Ethereum's holding up worse than Bitcoin is in this consolidation. That's because Ethereum's been underperforming versus Bitcoin. A lot of people calling low. A lot of people are saying, here we go. A lot of people calling bottom on this. Well, we'll see. For me, I'm unconvinced, as you know that. I don't think Ethereum's going to start to outperform Bitcoin anytime soon, and we're starting to see rolling over and potentially continuing with the trend. And Bitcoin, let's maybe drop to a little bit of a lower time frame look. We'll take a little peek in here, a little bit of volume. That's good. We want to see volume on a short-term drop. It's dropping right back into demand. There's plenty of demand here. What's going on in the 1 hour? When you have volatility is when, and when the price is at a key level, that's going to be when you drop to a lower time frame. That's the rule, right, in classical charting. So you just kind of, whether find support here, a little bit lower, it's more likely than not to find support here. We've broken through resistance. We're doing a classic throwback at this moment. Let me say hi to the chat room, and we'll go from there. So Matt, Chocolate, Jax, Boris, Rion, Toyin Crypto, Clifford, Flamin, Henri, Boris. Good to see you folks. Zhao, nice to see everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Appreciate you folks still showing up and hanging out with me, showing your support. Thank you, Cliff says, Chedgy Rock. Thank you. Appreciate you, brother. I don't know. I saw this question before. I don't understand what this guy's talking about. Do you mind looking at market cap of HBAR and compare that to HBAR USD? Curious on your take on highly inflated tokens. I don't care about fundamental analysis. It's nonsense. Like, I don't need to look at something outside of the chart to know that HBAR has been a market leader. It's a nice, strong, bullish chart. I literally don't care. I don't care. I'm not smarter than the market. Whatever you think you know, whatever you think you figured out, the market already knows it. I don't need to do more complicated analysis. I've proven that to you throughout the years. I don't need to look at, market cap H bar, and then compare to this chart. Who cares? You're wasting your time. It's like, folks, it's the guy who's carrying the GIF, whatever you call it, GIF, carrying all the buckets, trying to do the cleaning solution, and trips into the car and spills it over. Like, why are you folks overcomplicating things so much? Like, sure, big token, big market cap stuff is bad, but like, look what SHIB did a couple years ago. It can make these XRPs got ridiculous market cap, but these things can move. It doesn't matter. Like, stop trying to overcomplicate things. And I've seen this question before, iSky. Last couple updates, I didn't get a chance to answer it. I'm answering it now. Like, I don't care. You're on the wrong track. That doesn't matter. Pick a chart, identify your thesis. I'm bullish as long as this level holds, and just stick to it. All this extra analysis, you're driving yourself crazy. You're wasting time. All right, iSky, that's my opinion on that question. Clifford says, look at H-bar. There you go. So someone else also wanted H-bar. It's a bullish chart. I like it a lot. It's one of the stronger market participants. Big fan. Zhao asks me, what do I think about the strength of OM? I think it's a very strong chart. It's been consolidating near the range peak. It is almost, it looks very likely to continue with the trend. Nice slope of the 200, nice price distance. All the moving averages have flattened out. It's consolidating nicely. No warning signs in the volume. I like this chart. As you know, I've talked about it, Zhao. So I think OM looks pretty good. Let's see what else is going on in the charts. There are so many take profit strategy options, trailing stops, watching for breakdowns, target levels with fib extensions. What's your preferred method? So, in Trading Wisdom, I have a chapter on taking profit, and there's a lot of ways to do it, but I generally like to scale in and scale out of my position. And as the price is approaching a key level, I used to, like to take a little bit of a piece off, 10 or 15%, right? Because every time you take a little profit or you take a small loss, the decision for your remaining position is easier, right? Because it represents a smaller percentage of your risk asset. So I generally scale in and scale out profit is how I would answer that question. Andy says, what is the likelihood we have a left translated cycle? I mean, I love Bob. Bob's my colleague, and he's really good at what he does. That means nothing to me. I don't care. Cycle, left translated. People throw these terms around, and most people have no idea. Unless you're Bob Lucas, you probably have no idea what that means. What it just means, what we like peak early? Who cares? I don't think like the idea of labeling the cycle, and again, right? All due respect to Bob, I do my method, right? The idea of labeling it and predicting ahead of time, it's of limited value. Like, you just follow the trend, look for local support, watch the trend, see when the trend's strengthening or weakening. Watch the weekly. All you got to do is really watch the weekly, use a daily chart for your levels. Like, what is that? A left translated cycle. Then what does it do for you to make that determination right now? Absolutely nothing. Literally nothing, because again, you want to see 92K hold. Ideally, you're hoping for a hold here on the throwback, and probably continuation, through this recent high in the coming weeks. I just don't know. I think a lot of people get hung up on that. Is it this? Is it that? Trying to time the cycle. Don't do that. In my opinion, don't do that. Great questions so far today, folks. You're doing a great value. So thank you for all these great questions so far. Let me check out the rest of the chats here. It's just me. I don't have a moderator, so I read what I can. I'm poking around. Could you do Litecoin or S&P? Okay. I guess they're talking about S&P, SPX. But let's just take a look at Litecoin. It's been kind of a middle of the pack, not great kind of chart. On my list at Bitcoin Live, off my list, depending on its strength. And now it's back below. I mean, this is, not great. Continued lower, high structure. Want to see it hold here, and the 110 break didn't happen. I would just not play it right now. There's just way better charts. It's got a choppy sideways look, likely to continue with the weekly trend. I certainly don't hate it. I wouldn't sell it because it's going to 0 or going to 50 or 60. But it's not a breakout play. It doesn't really have any bullish momentum. Look at this lower high structure, inability to hold here, even on the most recent recapture of 110. So it's just weak. It's not a great chart. It shouldn't even really be what we're talking about. There's way more important things to talk about. Sebastian, what are you talking about? Bitcoin, BTC lost this level in low time frame. Did it? I mean, I don't think so. If that's your read though, Sebastian, that's all good, brother. In my view, absolutely not. Bitcoin has not lost this. It is throwing back. It is retesting. Level retests are messy. You want to use a 1 hour confirmation, fine. A 4 hour confirmation, fine. A daily confirmation. This to me generally still looks like this. This generally still looks like this. We're throwing back. We're retesting this. Simple throwback. Has it lost it? I don't think so. Not quite yet. It may lose it. But the battle is still afoot. The battle's still going on, brother. Let me see here. A lot of great questions here today in the chat room, and I really appreciate that. Coming up in 11 minutes, we're wrapping up here pretty soon. I will just point out this tweet. It's from my book, Trading Quotes. This is a big one, right? If you spend time obsessing over old losses, you have a high probability of generating new losses. You really need to let go with a big loss, right? Because I've had this happen many times. Obviously, that's where all my quotes come from. We have a big loss, you focus on it, you're thinking about it. Now, every trade going forward, you have no confidence, you're shooting yourself in the foot, you can't stop thinking about that old trade. It's just going to mess you up. And if you have a big loss, step away, take a break, go read a textbook, brush up on your skills, shed that emotion, right? Shed that emotion, and that's going to help you out in the long run. So Bitcoin, we're doing a throwback to the range peak here. Throwback to the broken right shoulder, and the lower high. We're watching it on 4 hour, 1 hour to see if price can find footing here. It is likely to find footing here and continue higher and retest these highs again. That's my view right now. I'm going to update. I'll do Bitcoin Live tomorrow. This is part of the quick market update series, 15 minutes quick market updates on YouTube. My next report here is going to be Friday. I'm doing Bitcoin Live Wednesday. I'll let the Thursday report. Thursday, I'll just let the Wednesday report settle in. Check out all the great free learning stuff I have on my YouTube. Check me out in Bitcoin Live. Check me out on Twitter. And folks, thank you so much. We have a nice group today. I appreciate all the questions. And hit like and subscribe. Let me know your comments, how you found my channel. Let me know what you're thinking about what I'm doing. And, we'll talk soon. Thank you for hanging out. Big Cheds out. Cheds out.